Hello, concurrent viewer. It is really quite gratifying that people come so quickly, and if it's only one, it means that person is special, though probably it's not the same person, and now you've gone again because it says 0 concurrent viewers, perhaps because you're shy, or because YouTube do this thing of playing around with your emotions, as perhaps your romantic interest might do to your emotions, or perhaps are not. Perhaps they're completely oblivious to your feelings, but you think they're playing around with your emotions. It's hard to tell. What is more hurtful, that they should be deliberately hurting your feelings, or that they could be going about their business having no idea that they might be hurting your feelings? But yes, I thought I might talk about these things in case you won't have time to send your card now, will you? Because today is Sunday and Valentine's Day is Monday. And I don't advise sending expensive gifts. You can do it on cheap. And even a card is not that cheap these days. When you think it'll be at least £2 to send a greeting if you wanted to send it on hard copy. It has been said that St. Valentine's Day is commercialised and unnecessary. After all, you could send a message of love any time of the year. And also it's less annoying to have a romantic dinner any time of the year other than Valentine's evening. I was expecting a few comments in the chat by now, but possibly you're too shy to be seen to be joining in on the subject of this stream. But to continue with what I was saying, you might want to send a message without necessarily sending a card. After all, these days we have social media, we have WhatsApp, we have Telegram, we can send a text message even. So the cheapest way of doing it would be to send a text message, and it's included in our package of free minutes and gigabytes for our data. It's 150 characters, isn't it, for one SMS, and you should be able to fit your message in. But then of course I'll know who it is. Now, what would be the best way of sending your message of love without spending too much, without investing too much money? Well, as they say, if you're money rich, you are time poor. So the text limit for an individual SMS is 160 characters. Oh, but there's all sorts of little details. But it says in practice it's 150 characters. And I think most people would be able to fit their message of love in 150 characters. But we don't know. I suppose a short poem would be appropriate. And that is the thing. For maximum effect, it should be a poem, and it should be a short poem, because you don't want to wear out the patience of your beloved. And so I'm suggesting that if you have somebody that you wish to send such a message to, you should be thinking about it, well, now. And obviously honing your message for maximum effect. Are there rules for this sort of thing? Well, obviously the Valentine has to be, well, it would be treated as personal. But then you could buy a card and there's this, pre-printed message that I suppose people would want to be humorous and suggestive. I enjoyed browsing card shops for Valentine's card. I haven't done so this year. I'm trying to remember one that I quite liked, and it was a humorous one. I can't remember, but it was something to do with oh yes, I remember now. So it says on the front of the card, "I'd like to see you pretty soon." And then you open the card and inside it says, "You've been ugly for so long." And I went, ha 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 ha. Oops. So that was a joke, and that was one I liked, and that was quite a while ago, and so it obviously had an impact on me. There's probably a website on how to write love poetry. Let's go there. 0 concurrent viewers. I would have thought that the title of the stream would attract a few more people. Oh yes, there's 1 like and 1 concurrent viewer. Yes, that's what that was what I was working up to. Obviously, it should be personal, talking about the particular characteristics of your beloved. So it can't just be anyone. So it shouldn't just come from any card that you can buy, because that's not really personal, is it? So if you're going to do it properly, it should be personal and short. I mean, if you can manage to be slightly mysterious, great. But it's it's got to be personal yet slightly mysterious. But there might be a few sort of words that you're gonna that will identify yourself to your beloved. But maybe that's good. You don't sign it. You hope they know who it is without you saying who it is. So, can you fit 4 lines? You can fit 4 lines into a text of 150 characters, right? So if this is what you want to do, you would have to do it in that way. And this reminds me of my school days when one of my teachers was complaining. I think it was history. Yeah, they all complain. They complain about how we write our essays, our infelicities of expression, of not supporting our arguments with facts and events. And worst of all, and bad writing and the length of these essays and I remember one teacher saying he remonstrated with one of his students about the length of his essays, and he received this response, which was that student didn't have time to make his essays shorter. So editing what you want to say is actually a large part of the crafting of your message. And I think you will find that, poetry requires more crafting than an essay, really, because there are so few words, you really will want to play around with it a bit more. And if you are confined to a text message of 150 characters, it becomes even more imperative that you use your words wisely to convey mystery, something nice about your love object, and some clue about yourself. So 3 things you have to convey in your cheapskate text message, since you forgot to get a card and it's already Sunday and tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day. So that's all I'm going to say on the subject. Please feel free to comment copiously and let me know. Perhaps you'd like to send me you'd like to send me a Valentine's message within 150 characters in a few lines of I think it might be 3 or 4 lines if you can manage it. I don't know if you're familiar with the haiku, which is not really a haiku is a 3-line poem, and it's not meant to rhyme or anything, and so you have to think of, the purpose of a haiku is to take a snapshot of some nature scene, because it was really meant to be about word snapshots of scenes of nature, of the changing of the seasons in particular. So what you have to do, so think in terms of the present continuous tense. So something is about to be doing something is in the process of happening. So that would be the basic scene that you're describing, and then obviously you have to explain it. What is it? The surroundings in which this piece of action is taking place, and finally there's a third line, and I can't remember what that is now. Yeah, some conclusion that you make out of this scene, and it either sounds really easy or it isn't, but the art of doing it is to convey the snapshot of this nature scene in only 3 lines, and it would be of broken sentences. It wouldn't be, complete sentences. And it's quite fun to do. I suppose the whole idea of the haiku is that it describes actual things. So it can't be about, you feel good, you feel bad, these are your emotions. It will be actually about things that you can see. So you are not to write about your emotions. But you can somehow superimpose them on a nature scene. And I suppose what I'm trying to suggest is that this cheapskate text message, cheapskate Valentine's Day text message will incorporate the elements of brevity, your identity, and something nice about the person that you want to have this message, that you want to whom this message is directed. I'm sure that many of you will lack the courage to, maybe you don't have her number, or maybe if you do, you still don't think you should send it. So you may not send it at all, but it might be an interesting thing for you to do today of all days. So there you have it. That's my pre-St. Valentine's Day stream advice.